A stunning long-range effort from, of all people, Gianluca Mancini gives Roma and Jose Mourinho a 1-0 win over Juventus. Gab, Mourinho was vindicated for playing without a centre-forward. Dybala started as a false nine.
Yeah, I mean, it's so false that, in fact, he was usually behind the other two front men who are Gini Wijnaldum and Pellegrini.
It was an ugly game for most of it.
It was a pretty horrendous game, and ultimately, as often happens with these games, they're decided either by mistakes or moments of brilliant. Gianluca Mancini, big, ugly center half. Really good. I think he's a really good player. He just doesn't score a lot of goals because it's not his job. He just goes and he belts it, hits it so sweetly into the back of the net. Mourinho vindicated. I thought it was the wrong setup because you're playing Juve at home. You know Juve would settle for a draw.
I agree completely.
And it's a risky game to play because then it's Juve. They can always get something. And in this game, Juve hit the woodwork 3 times. Let's not forget.
Really, rub your hand. And then Roma finished the game with 2 strikers.
Yeah,
so when they were 1-0 up, he put... I mean, like,
I think
the other way around, no?
I think it was because ultimately, I think he needed people who could run around. He does not have, because as he keeps reminding everybody, a huge squad. So he sent on Tammy, and then he sent on the Rooster, Andrea Belotti. But yeah, no, in the end, it keeps them in the running for top 4 finish. Although, again, let's wait and see what happens with that 15-point penalty. Yeah. Sticking with that game, Jules, Moise Kean came on and got sent off within 40 seconds in the dumbest way possible.
I mean, I could not believe it, Gab. He goes to contact with Mancini, and you can see Mancini is a bit holding his shirt, and you know it's not nice, and he gets up and they kicks him on the back of the leg, and like the referee is usually where you are as well. It's not even if like they had to call VAR, you could not see properly. Like everybody could see in front of your TV in the stadium, the referee, the linesman, everybody. So stupid. I mean, I don't know. I think Moise Kean is never good. If he keeps doing things like that, it's just never go to the next level. But maybe he's not good enough anyway for the next level.
I'm not sure he is. And by the way, though, I went on YouTube and looked at a list of like quickest red cards and whatever. I think the record is 3 seconds. He's in good company.
Yeah,
Steven Gerrard.
I was going to say, I remember that one.
And Lionel Messi, I believe, in his very first game for Argentina, getting sent off in less than 40 seconds. So there you go.
You see,
Moise, you're just like Gerrard and Lionel Messi.
Yeah. And Gab, some thought that the back 3 was the key in Milan's turnaround. Didn't work out that way against Fiorentina.
I'm sorry, some, but not this some, because I told you, like, you can do the short term maybe, and they did get 4 wins in a row, but Milan aren't built to play that way.
Yeah.
Maybe it was necessary without Benacer back, but clearly not at his best. I think this is as much about Fiorentina playing really well.
They were great. I love them. They've got really good players. How come they're so low in the table?
I think a lot of their metrics will tell you that they should be higher, but I think Cabral and Jovic, whoever plays up front, they've been streaky. They've been good, and they were obviously good in this game.
Yeah.
Nico is a phenomenal player. I think he deserves a lot of credit. Their manager, I think, Vincenzo Italiano, really, really solid. Other thing for Milan, no Brahim Diaz, no Rafael Leao.
Yeah.
It's an incredible stat. I think with Leao, Milan averaged like 2.3 points per game. Without Leao, it's like 0.7.
God, yeah.
Even when he's bad, the fact that he's there it makes people worry about him.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Theo.
Great goal.
How does he hit the ball so hard? Even in
slow
motion.
He stops his foot as well. Almost like if he was playing a diagonal, but this one with his laces and the foot just stuck there. It was incredible finish.
I just say generate. So if you watch this, even in slow motion, the ball just shoots off.
But it's the fact that it's the 90th minute or something, and he still run the whole pitch, to get at the end of the ball. It's incredible.
Because he doesn't have Rafael in front of him. He's got Charles de Ketelaar, who gets lost around the pit. Poor guy. I don't want to have a go at him.
Napoli lose only the 3rd game of the season in all competitions, falling at home to Maurizio Sarri's Lazio. Is this a big deal?
I don't think it is a big deal.
They are still 100 points ahead anyway.
You're right. They're still 1,000,000 points ahead. They in the end, they're beaten by a great finish from Mattias Vecino.
Lovely shot.
I do want to mention, though, we're going to go a little bit of love for Lazio because they're 3rd in the table.
Yeah.
Maurizio Sarri's grown. He's had his insecurities. He wasn't Sarri in Turin. He wasn't Sarri at Chelsea, although Chelsea, he won the Europa League, and at Turin he won the title. Here, he can kind of do his own thing. take his own attitudes towards players. Obviously left it fall with Luis Alberto, then brought him back. And I thought they played a really, really good game. A really smart game. Yeah, they were smart. Clever. They were attacking. I thought, nice job for him.
Inter are back in second place in Serie A, Gab, after they beat Lecce at home 2-0. Anything there to see, to notice?
No, I think it's what you put down as like a professional performance against a poor team. Back in the second place. I have to say this, though, to stick up for Simone Inzaghi, who's obviously had a lot of critics. And, I like to put performances ahead of result. Inter try to play good football. They always try to play good football. They don't always manage to do it because they've had injuries and issues and people leaving, Brozovic, Skriniar on their way out, and uncertainty, blah, blah, blah. But they always try to play good football. And for those who say, results are more important, they're in the Coppa Italia semifinal. They're in the round of 16 of the Champions League. They beat Porto in the first leg. They could well end up in the quarterfinals, which I think for Inter's budget is a good result. And they're in the semifinals of the Coppa Italia. So, what do you want?
I know.
What do you want?
I agree with you.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.